Welcome once again to the Rizal Memorial Coliseum as you see the arrival of Vietnam, the defending champions of the Asian Volleyball Confederation Challenge Cup. And they will take on these ladies looking for their second straight win. Team out of Kazakhstan. Both have picked up 3-set wins against Singapore. As you see what's inside the flags of the nations participating in the 2024 AVC Challenge Cup. And this is what is on tap today. Earlier, our first game of our quadruple header, Iran, a 3-set win against Chinese Taipei. Kazakhstan taking on Vietnam. Coming up, Singapore, Indonesia, and then India, the Philippines in their final game right here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching us on One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. Eric Tipan alongside Paneng the Canucks Warder. We're going to be joined by Bailey Sakot in just a little bit. But Paneng, this is going to be a high-level matchup because both teams very experienced, very talented, and undefeated so far.
That's right. Both teams are undefeated in Pool B of this tournament. And the big difference is this is the third game of Vietnam. 3 days in a row versus Kazakhstan. They didn't have a game yesterday, but this is going to be an important match for both squads.
And Vietnam, we mentioned the defending champions. Meanwhile, Kazakhstan, as you look at this lineup, they have an average age of 27. So they're the more senior team here in the competition.
Well, actually, their squad is led by the 34-year-old outside spiker Sana Anarkulova, who has been with the national team since 2010. And their first game last Wednesday against Singapore, they won by straight sets, 25-15, 25-9, and 25-17. And their top scorer for that game is Kristina Belova with 15 points, followed by their team captain Anarkulova with 12 points.
And meantime, we take a look at the lineup of Vietnam. Not much younger, average age of 25 years old.
That's right. And actually, this team is a more veteran team compared to Kazakhstan. And they are led by their reigning MVP, T4, and reigning best setter, T. Lam Duan, and followed by the reigning best middle blocker, this Tra Gyang Din. So a lot of go-to players for this squad, but difference also is T4 has not yet played for the first 2 games of Vietnam, so we don't know if she will play again if she will play for today's game, but definitely there are a lot of veterans for this squad.
Speaking of players to watch out for, let's take a look at number 13 for Kazakhstan, Kristina Belova, one of 2 players in double digits in their last game, a 3-set win against Singapore.
Yes, I did mention that she scored 15 points during that game by 8 attacks and 7 aces. She is the opposite spiker, and she did well for that game, an all-around player, not just in the front row, but also in the back row with her service aces. That's a lot of service aces in one game. 7 service aces for her.
So she's very experienced, very talented. Look out for her to really pick up the offense today, especially against one of the top teams, team that's expected to go all the way, Vietnam, in this AVC Challenge Cup. In the meantime, let's talk about Vietnam. This team, they may not have fielded some of their best, and they may not have put out their best, but so far they have not dropped a set. They are undefeated. That's
right. And actually, it's a good team effort for everyone. Team Bien Tu Nguyen, who's actually the best player during their previous game. She scored 13 points with 9 attacks and 4 aces. She's only 24 years old, and she had a great game yesterday. Though she only played 2 sets, but she was the only Vietnam player in double digits who scored double figures for that game. And she's also a tall player. She's 6'2" and very a fearsome presence at the opposite spiker position for Vietnam.
In fact, even in their first game, I believe that was against Hong Kong, only 1 player in double digits in that game, in that win for them. In the meantime, take a look at the standings of Pool B.
Yeah, like we did mention, both teams are undefeated, with Vietnam in first spot with 2 wins and 0 loss, followed by Kazakhstan with 1 win, no loss yet, but Vietnam is up by 1 game. That's why they have 6 points for this pool, and Kazakhstan only has 3 points. Hong Kong already had their first win, and Indonesia and Singapore are still looking for their first win for this tournament.
Well, after today, only 1 team will remain undefeated in Pool B. World number 44, Kazakhstan, taking on world number 40, Vietnam. That's coming up next right here on Pilipinas Live.
Volleyball fans, good afternoon and mabuhay from the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in the city of Manila, the Philippines. This is day number 3 of the Asian Women's Volleyball Challenge Cup 2024. We're about to witness match number 10 in the preliminary round of Pool B. Let's now meet the competing teams. Let's all give a warm of applause to the national teams of Kazakhstan and their opponents across the court, Vietnam. Let's meet our referees in charge for this match. Our first referee is Chung Ching Ro from Chinese Taipei, international referee. And our second referee is Nasreen Hag Shinas from Iran, international referee. Introducing the starters for Kazakhstan. Beginning with their team captain, outside hitter number 2, Sana Anorkulova. Middle blocker number 9, Valeria Chuma. Outside hitter number 13, Kristina Belova. Opposite spiker number 14, Svetlana Nikolayeva. Middle blocker number 18, Kristina Anikonova. Setter number 99, Irina Kuznetsova. And their starting libero is number 21, Tomiris Sagimbayeva. The head coach of Kazakhstan is Rishat Gilyazutdinov. Presenting the starting lineup for Vietnam. Beginning with their middle blocker, number 8, Le Tan Tui. Outside hitter, number 10, Nguyen Big Tuen. Opposite spiker, number 11, Wang Q Chin. Middle blocker, number 15, Nguyen Thi Chin. Center, number 19, Lam Oi Duan. Outside hitter, number 20, Chan Tu Lin. And their starting libero is number 12, Nguyen Can Dang. The head coach of Vietnam is Nguyen Tuan Kiet.
Starting lineup here for Kazakhstan. No change whatsoever for head coach Rishat Gilyazutdinov from their game against Singapore. That same 6 that beat in the first set, started the first set against Singapore. Meantime, a tiny tweak here as number 20, Tran Tu Lin will be in the starting lineup instead of Dien Jiang for Vietnam. But it's the same 5 for their head coach Nguyen Tuan Kiet, who was a former national team player of Thailand, or beg your pardon, Vietnam. All right, so obviously expectations here, Paneng, are for Vietnam to really be able to dominate.
That's right. And take a look at this. A first combination play for this game. The point will go to Vietnam. There was a block touch called on the blockers of Kazakhstan.
First point of this match.
At first point going to Wang Trin, who scored 9 points against Singapore yesterday.
Good serve.
It's an off-system play for Kazakhstan. Another great hit. Back-to-back points for Trin.
Back-to-back hits.
So a bit slow start here for Team Kazakhstan. Take a look at that soft attack right in the middle of the defense of their opponent.
Meantime, the best setter of last year's AVC Challenge Cup serving. Here's finally a chance ball for Kazakhstan. Tu Yen
Oh,
Turned away.
perfectly timed block there. That was a courtesy of Nikolova Svetlana, number 14.
Well, they only had 3 blocks against Singapore, although we know Singapore not one of the tough teams here. So
Right.
Kazakhstan may not have flexed their height against the Lion City, as you see a service fault for Kazakhstan. Right now, if you're the white shirts, you can't afford giving up 3 points, because we already saw in the first 2 quick points of Vietnam, they can get their offense going very easily.
That's right, and they are already varying their attacks early on to this first set.
Cross court, and Vietnam gives Kazakhstan a taste of that blocking that they had against Singapore as well. They had 5 blocks in their last game.
Let's take a look at that block again. Perfectly timed there.
So Belova, Kristina Belova, who we mentioned in the Open, has had a couple of touches already for Kazakhstan, but they've only been able to pick up 1 point. Tu Yen sends it outside on the serve. And we mentioned Tu Yen, back-to-back games in double digits. 13 against Singapore, 11 against Hong Kong. One of the top players right now. And only 23 years old, very young. Another great touch tip from Trin. So 3 of the 5 points of Vietnam coming from her.
That's right, and she's not really attacking the ball, but she's just placing it well, reading the defense pattern of Kazakhstan.
Here's 28-year-old Letan Toy, who had 6 points against Singapore. Service is out. And right now, Kazakhstan need all the easy points they can get.
That was a back-to-back service error from Vietnam.
So serving now is Kristina Belova, 25 years old, the best opposite in the 2021 Asian Club Championship. Wow, well, both teams
Yeah.
trying to load up on the service, trying to get the easy points, the quick points. There's head coach Rishat Gilyazutdinov, who's of Russian and Kazakhstan descent, or Kazakhstani descent. Overpass. Good pancake save coming from Sagimbayeva. Running attack off the chest of Sagimbayeva. That is still good. Chance ball here for Vietnam. Pancake save again for Sagimbayeva. She's playing very good defense, the libero of Kazakhstan, but that cross court finally ends the rally for Trin.
A lot of missed opportunities there for Kazakhstan. But yeah, you did mention the defense of their libero. But so far, so slow start for the whole squad.
Here's Trin with a serve. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah. Was a good placement of the long ball by their setter.
So right now there are 2 Trins on the floor for Vietnam, but the other one, number 15, just came off the bench. Timeout right now, very early one for Kazakhstan. We'll listen in.
Если, например, она есть, можно попробовать так же ее. Понятно? На блоке руки не опускать, чтобы вот этого движения не было. Либо высоко, либо оттуда снизу сразу движение идет. Понятно? Да, поэтому...
Давай! Эй!
All right, so it's the biggest deficit right now as you look at the team captain, Sana Anarkulova, one of the most veteran players. You mentioned 34 years old already for Kazakhstan. Their biggest deficit against them at 4 points. Obviously, their head coach, he wants to stop this run by Vietnam. Off the block, that's a good point for Kristina Anikonova.
And that was a much needed point for their squad. A good timeout by their head coach. So they need to talk things out because this is a slow start for their squad, and looks like they're looking for someone to start the plug and who will play well.
Good block at the net, the double block against Trin. Tu Yen is turned away, but it goes outside off the touch of Kazakhstan.
Right from the back row, using the hands of the blockers. She was actually late for the block.
Serving for Vietnam is
Starting today after coming off the bench against Singapore, that is Lin with a serve. Du Yen picks it up. Another running attack for Trin. Short pass is no good.
That's a point for Vietnam.
So Kazakhstan, Paneng are just unable to make a run here. They
Yeah.
were down by 4 before the timeout. Now they're down by 6.
Yeah, so far they're having a problem with their first ball. And Vietnam is loading their services and they have a good target actually.
Good hop there by Nikolaeva, but a single lady block by Du Yen.
There was no coverage also for the side of Kazakhstan. They already know that their attacker was blocked, but not much support on the floor there for her.
That should be addressed, of course, by obviously the defensive players. The libero number 1, they should be talking about defensive patterns and coverage. Du Yen got it.
Credit to the good defense of Vietnam's libero.
Spot in the right.
Nguyen actually read that cross-court attack well.
Du Yen, I mean, again, so young, so tall.
Yeah.
Just 23, but so much experience already. And not intimidated at all by the tall Kazakhstani players. It's now an 8-point lead for Vietnam. This is their biggest cushion of the opening set, and they've almost got an ace. And Arkulova, finally, team captain, collecting a point, getting a side out for Kazakhstan.
She's actually one of the veteran players for Kazakhstan, talking about Anarkulova.
And
She's been with the national team since 2010.
That's right. And she may know some of these players because she played as a professionally for a couple of years in Vietnam, as you see a point there from Yakimova. So back-to-back points here for Kazakhstan. They are finally mounting a bit of a run. From down 8, they are within 6. Oh, but again, that's probably what is the third?
It was the third actually. So these service errors will not help their squad because most of their points for this set so far came from the errors of Vietnam. So those are free points given to them.
And a bad pass there. That's going to be outside for Nikolaeva.
There's no block touch.
Nikolaeva, a 2-time best outside hitter in the Kazakhstani league. But fortunately for Kazakhstan, Vietnam returns the favor off a service error by Lin, so she sits back down. She came off the bench, contributed a couple of points, quality minutes. So look at the team captain, Sana Anarkulova, 4-time best outside hitter in Kazakhstan. She was also the best outside hitter, the 2022 Asian Club Championship, and also the MVP year prior. And there's Tui with a kill.
Not bothered by the triple block in front of her. That was a good connection between her and her setter. They went for that be quick over the blockers of Kazakhstan, scoring their 15th point for this set.
So serving now, you're looking at the best setter last year in the CV League and this very same competition, the AVC Challenge Cup. Tui again. Oh, back-to-back points for Tui.
That's right. That was a tough set. Actually, the one-handed set because the ball is already going over.
And now the biggest lead at 9 points for Vietnam. Kazakhstan will use their final timeout.
У тебя Сана в 4-й зоне стоит. Да, дала здесь. Первую зону. 4-ю зону в длинную сторону работает. Хорошо? Прием дайте высоту, чтобы нормально было. Центральный выход ваш. Хорошо? Оттягиваем на себя. Ясно? Юля? Мяч 2 плюса, руки подними повыше. Хорошо? Давай, работай.
Well, what have you noticed, Paneng, for Kazakhstan? Immediate changes they need to make in order to cut this now a 9-point deficit.
Well, definitely they have to be more aggressive, not just in the floor defense, but also whenever they get the opportunity to attack. Because you can see the body language of the players of Kazakhstan. They're just waiting for Vietnam to commit errors, but for them to score a point. But that shouldn't be the case. They should be the one to produce the points and not wait for the opponent to give them 3 points.
Well, right on cue. Via their defense, they block on Tu Yen, a two-lady block, and that falls in.
Right, but this is still a very comfortable lead for Vietnam with 8 points.
Off the bench, Yulia Yakimova, 21 years old. Ooh, that's 4, right? Number 4?
That's number 4, and I think it was a back-to-back service error again for Kazakhstan.
Well, Coach Rishat Gilyazutdinov must be very frustrated at this point. Their team is back down by 9. Kuznetsova sets it up. Anarkulova drills that one in.
From the back row, that was a good cross court, targeting the setter of Vietnam.
Well, they should try and go more to Anarkulova. She has been very productive. I mean, in the few touches she's made, very efficient.
A good first ball.
Lin with the attack. Better floor defense. Anarkulova once again. Ooh, nice dig for Dang. Back row for Tu Yen. Kuznetsova sets it up. This time a running attack. Great defense by Vietnam. I mean, just fluid movement from defense to offense.
Right, so far there's a big opening in the defense pattern of Kazakhstan, and the middle attackers of Vietnam identified that weakness of their opponent.
And you watch the way Vietnam moves. It's like some sort of a coordinated dance, right?
Actually, they're very fluid. They know where to position themselves. I think they scouted their opponents very well.
That's true. They give up a free point off a service fault by Tui, so it's back down to an 8-point lead for Vietnam. But that's for the viewers on One Sports Plus, or Pilipinas Live. That's what you got to check out. If you're into volleyball, the way Vietnam moves, it's, I mean, something else.
Yeah. That was a good first ball. So the setter called for a combination play, confusing the blockers of Kazakhstan. There was only one blocker there in the front row.
Trin has at least 4 points already here in set number 1. Quick feet by Tu Yen, keeping that alive. Here's Lin on the attack. There's a nice block once again, using that height advantage at the net for Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that's Kuznetsova, the opposite blocker and attacker for Team Kazakhstan. Check that. She's the setter of their squad. Perfectly timed block.
11, serving 19.
So an 8-point cushion again for Vietnam. Not a good pass. There's a block again. So back-to-back monster blocks for Kazakhstan.
That was a good read on the attacker of Vietnam. No coverage for their squad.
Kristina Anikonova serving.
One of the good things about Kazakhstan's game against Singapore, they had 11 aces, Paneng.
Oh.
There's a miscue, a rare miscue coming from, again, one of the best setters of the region. But today, so far, no aces for Kazakhstan. Timeout here for Vietnam, their first one. They're up by 6 in the opening set.
Chậm lại, chuyển chắc tay lên, chuyển đâu cũng được, không việc gì phải quả bóng nào không làm được thì đẩy cao ra cho tuyến, còn không thì truyền phụ công ném vội quá, vội mất hết tầm đấy, chứa gì không có gì cả. Họ phát tốt, có em nó được cái linh nó đỡ như thế là ngon rồi, hoặc là em ở cầu trên em xử lý bọn nhỏ được không sao cả.
Nguyen Tuan Kiet, head coach of Vietnam. Again, Vietnam, the defending champions of the AVC Challenge Cup. As you look at Kristina Anikonova, ready to serve, 33 years old. She's never played professionally outside of Kazakhstan, but she's a 5-time best middle blocker. in the Kazakhstani league. Tuyen, back row. Got it.
Oh,
Yan Big
that was a good check from the blockers of Kazakhstan, but there was no support from the back row.
20, serving 13.
Take a look at that long ball.
Serving from Vietnam is Chantu Lin.
So the lead is 7. Vietnam, their biggest lead was 9. They've not been able to put that to double digits. There's a nice block by Trin, and it just all of a sudden the defense of Kazakhstan just stopped moving.
Yeah, the players are just looking at their teammates and who will get that ball. A lot of miscommunication here on their side.
Well, if you're Kazakhstan, I guess, I mean, you're down by 8. The silver lining here, as you look at Anarkulova, I mean, she's one of the silver linings.
Yep.
Plus, it's just set number 1. I mean, there are 2 more sets coming up. They can make adjustments after this because this is almost near impossible to come back for them in this set.
Well, as much as possible, if you're Kazakhstan, you should start the game on a high note, right? And you want to finish it stronger. But this time, everything is just not working for their squad.
Maybe make a run here, use that momentum going into set number 2, even if you don't win set number 1. As Tuyen, second attempt in this rally. Kuznetsova back to Anarkulova. She has had the hot hand for Kazakhstan. Tuyen, third attempt is good. Wow, she really backed up for that one.
That's right. And if you take a look at her, her approach is a bit slow. She's just waiting for her blockers to jump and see where she can send that attack on the open.
Back to an 8-point lead now. Kuznetsova. That hit goes outside. That's from Yulia Yakimova.
Ball out.
Still pretty young, but at 6'1", I mean, you can't teach height. That's what they say, right?
Yep.
14.
So all she has to do is improve her tactics, her form. Kuznetsova, this time a combination play. Good defense on that hit by Saginbayeva. And again, Tuyen.
Finds the open spot.
Right in between 2 blockers. Take a look at this. High contact on the ball. There was a big gap between the middle and opposite blocker of Kazakhstan.
Well, Tuyen picking up where she left off. Here's Anarkulova from the other side. Now one outside.
Cross hit went out. Point
And that'll do it.
Vietnam.
It is going to be an 11-point win here for Vietnam. Really a walk in the park for them.
And that ends
And the
our
opening
first
set. Tuyen, what a performance. I mean, after scoring in double digits in the last game, she's added again.
Right, and so far, a good first set for Team Vietnam. We did mention how fluid their floor defense
chance against Vietnam. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup here. It appears to be the same.
I think so. It's
It's
the same.
Same starting lineup. Nope. Yulia Yakimova,
the middle blocker.
number 7, is in the game as a starter. She came off the bench in the opening set. Now she's a starter.
Welcome to set number 2.
Meantime, Lin is part of the starting lineup, number 20 for Vietnam. She came off the bench in the opening set. So a little tweak for both coaches. And I'm sure Coach Gilyazutdinov is hoping this can spark their game somewhat. Both teams still really struggling from the service area. Both giving up 3 points to start set number 2.
Yeah, but we did mention that during the first set, Kazakhstan dropped 5 service errors for that set. And they started the second set with a service error.
Right. Now let's see this one finally in. That tip. Anarkulova popping it up. Wait a minute. There's a net touch against Vietnam. So take a look at that. Kazakhstan with a lead for the first time in the match. 2-1 in the second set. Svetlana Nikolaeva. As you take a look at the net touch there. Nikolaeva, second straight serve. Luan. A nice pop-up there by Sagimbayeva. Belova on the attack. Oh, single lady block by Letan Tui, who only stands 5'11".
What a block. Let's take a look at that again. Perfectly timed and a wave on the block. She read that well. And the score, now we're tied at 2 points for this set.
There's serve by Tui. Kulova from the back row, a rare miscue defensively on a rather slow tip from Kazakhstan that Vietnam unable to dig. So Kazakhstan back on top by 1.
Serving for Kazakhstan is Kristina Belova.
That's now Kristina Belova, 25 years old. She's played in various countries, including Russia, Belarus. As Alikonova with a dub.
Oh, this is the first time that Kazakhstan is up in the scoreboard. Now they're up by 2 points for this set.
And you can say it's their biggest lead so far of the match. Good pass. Loan on a running attack now. Trin, that is outside, she says. There's a touch. And she's very firm about it. So the coaching staff will challenge. The call by first referee Chung Ching Chu is no touch. The point was already given, actually, to Kazakhstan. So we'll see if this challenge is successful.
Yeah, the first challenge for this match. And that was actually a single block from Kazakhstan, but our linesman said it was outside, but we did not see if there was indeed a block touch.
It's especially these running attacks. I mean, really just
they're fast.
Difficult, to gauge and to see if there was a touch. Vietnam, again, the defending champions. In their first appearance, by the way, that was their first time to join the Challenge Cup, and they won the championship last year. Take a look at challenge here. So, yeah.
I think there is a block touch.
All right. Just by the pinky finger.
That's right. So that was a good challenge, a successful one for Vietnam. So the point will go to them, cutting down the lead of Kazakhstan with only 1 point.
My question to you, Panay, I mean, it's just the slightest of touch. How do these players, how do you know? I mean, especially if it's just by the tip of the pinky finger.
Well, sometimes if you're up there, like if you went for the approach, you could see the hands of your blockers.
Okay. Loan sets it up. Oh, nobody there defensively on the hit by Lin.
Now we're tied at 4. Back-to-back points made by Vietnam.
And again, the offense of Vietnam exposing the deficiencies of the defense of Kazakhstan. I mean, just a huge opening in the back row. Great pass. Kuznetsova to Anarkulova.
Oh.
What a dig.
Oh.
But no second touch. Trin was a little late. Well, Loan was behind Trin, so she just couldn't come to the ball.
Yeah, and the ball was a bit low, but that was a good defense for their libero.
So back up by one, Kazakhstan. Much better performance at the start of set number 2. Owan with a tip. And there is a net touch.
No, it
No,
was a
double contact.
Yeah, double contact called on the setter of Vietnam. She went for that 1-2 play. If there was no violation, that would be a point for their squad because there was no defense.
So even the best make double contact mistakes like that. We mentioned Owan is the reigning best setter of this tournament. Tu Yen got it.
Oh.
Wow, that was a broken play.
Yeah, it was. But that was a very smart attack by Tuen. Take a look at this. Using the hands of the middle blocker of Kazakhstan.
So it's a 1-point game. Vietnam playing catch-up. Lin with a serve. Bad pass there by Nikolaeva. And they almost got punished for that. Owan sets it up. Tu Yen again. This time turned away. What a block by Yakimova.
You saw her position in the blocking, really closing that cross-court of Tuen because that's her strong side, cross-court attack.
So Irina Kuznetsova, the best setter of the 2016 AVC Cup, serving. Running attack once again. That's Trin.
So we're seeing a lot of running attacks here by Vietnam. So their setter is trying to confuse the blockers of Kazakhstan because she already has a lot of options in the front row.
Great set number 1. But Anarkulova just missed hitting it. I mean, Kuznetsova able to split the blockers already. But Anarkulova with a miss hit. And their lead is gone. We're tied at 7. Served by Nguyen Trin. Kuznetsova goes back to Anarkulova. Blocked. And this time, Nikolaeva. Popped up by Lin. Tu Yen.
Oh,
That is outside.
too much of an angle for that cross-court. Tuen already saw that her down the line and cross-court blockers are in position. She tried to avoid the middle blocker, but that was just too wide.
So number 17, Margarita Belchenko, 25 years old, just 5'9", checking in. She's the reigning best opposite in the 2024 Kazakhstan League. Sana Anarkulova serving. Nice one.
Nice serve.
Overpass. Belchenko, her first touch, coming off the bench. Owan, back to Tu Yen. Wow. Did you see the windup of Tu Yen?
That was a good cross-court now. Her approach is really slow.
Yeah.
But the way she attacks the ball, there's so much power.
I was almost afraid for Kazakhstan with the way she wound that right arm up. Owan with the serve. Belchenko, short pass. Anarkulova, back row. Nice save by Trin, so it's going to be a chance ball here for Kazakhstan.
Oh,
Quick attack, Yakimova. Nope.
yeah, no touch.
Double contact against Yakimova. Another error, and for the first time in set number 2, Vietnam is on top by 1, 9-8. And we mentioned the errors, 9 for Kazakhstan in the opening set.
That's right.
They've got to be more careful. Belchenko. Owan pops it up. Tu Yen again. Anarkulova with the first touch. Belchenko. Nowhere to go. I mean, that was pretty low to her hit.
That's right. And you can't do that if you have tall blockers in front of you. As much as possible for the soft touch. Go over the blocker.
All right, there's a challenge here. That's why you heard the whistle. Net touch by Vietnam. That is a challenge by Kazakhstan. This is the first appearance of Kazakhstan in the AVC Challenge Cup, by the way. Last year they were supposed to play, but they withdrew, opening up a slot for Indonesia. So welcome to the AVC Challenge Cup to Team Kazakhstan. Winner of the Challenge Cup qualifies for the Challenger Cup, and the winner of the Challenger Cup gives the nation a chance to play in the VNL, the top tier, which is called the Volleyball Nations League, top tier tournament in both men's and women's division. We're going to have the men's competition here in the country. That I believe that's the third leg.
I believe so.
June
It will
18,
happen
right?
in July, yeah.
June.
Oh, June.
June 18.
Okay.
July is the Olympics.
So both of these teams, Kazakhstan and Vietnam, actually participated in the Challenger Cup last year.
Here we go. Unsuccessful challenge.
It did not go over the net. There was no block touch as well, though Team Kazakhstan challenged if there was a net touch.
So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Gilyazutdinov
10 serving 8.
of Kazakhstan. So biggest lead right now for Vietnam at 2 points after winning by 11 the opening set. Anarkulova got it.
Yeah, but that was a good check though, and a much needed point for Kazakhstan.
Anarkulova is 6'2", which explains why she's able to get such a nice steep angle with her hits. Served by Yakimova. Here's Tu Yen once again. Kuznetsova popping it up. Battle at the net. Anikonova got her hand on it. Kuznetsova with a dig on the Tu Yen attack. Here's Belchenko. Awad back row for Lin. Oh, Belchenko with a nice dig. Owan again. A nice block! Nikonova with a rejection.
That was a good block on the big quick. Take a look at that. Reading the setter first of Vietnam and jumping for that middle block.
And you like the defense at the net now. I mean, they barely jump because Kazakhstan is pretty tall. I mean, 6'1", 6'2" at the net. Tu Yen gets through the double block.
So far, Tu Yen is giving problems to Team Kazakhstan because they're having a hard time to block her.
And they look pretty set.
That's right.
The blockers were there, but there's too much power. And here's Tu Yen serving. Kuznetsova. That one outside again.
Missed opportunity there because there was only one blocker in front of her. It was just too wide, giving a 2-point advantage for Vietnam.
Back to the biggest lead of the blue shirts. Short pass.
High set.
Belchenko with a push. Got it. Nice move.
Yeah, that was a smart play from Belchenko. I thought the set was a bit too high and she mistimed that approach, but she saw her blockers jump to block her attack, but she swiped that ball and scoring a point for their squad.
Nikolayeva with a nice serve. So it's an off-system play here for Vietnam. Easy pickup for Kazakhstan. Belchenko looking for back-to-back points. Got it.
Oh, we're tied at 12.
A 2-point run here for the white shirts of Kazakhstan. Svetlana Nikolayeva. Another good-looking serve. Bad pass. So it's another off-system play here for Kazakhstan. And the hit is outside for Tu Yen. The lead with Kazakhstan on a 3-point run.
That was a mini run for Team Kazakhstan. They're up by 1 point now. So better attack and defense that we're seeing here from their squad.
Lin turned away. Oh, this is now 4 straight points for Kazakhstan.
That's right. Blockings are working well for Team Kazakhstan, forcing the head coach of Vietnam to call for
quả bóng một đã nha em.
Quan trọng là bước một đấy, bạn này cắt khó nha, bạn này phát khó đấy, cắt được cái tình huống này nữa là ấy thôi.
Vẫn em cứ gọi trên hành trình.
Chưa bạn ơi, đây. Đây.
Nguyen Tuan Kiet calling for a timeout. The head coach. What do they need to sort out? Paneng, they are down by 2 again. This is the biggest lead of Kazakhstan here in set number 2.
So far, they're a bit they're not that aggressive now on the floor defense because they had a good start during the first set. So maybe they relaxed for a bit coming into the second set. And of course, Kazakhstan would want to at least get a set and hopefully win this game.
Back-to-back body shots by Vietnam after the timeout. First, the combination play off the body of the libero, and this one hitting the chest of Nikolaeva. So after the timeout, a really good response here by Vietnam. Kuznetsova chasing it down. Belchenko over the blockers.
That was an easy ball for Vietnam. We're seeing better floor defense here for Kazakhstan.
Yep. There's a block, but it goes outside, so Huang Trin will knock it in. So 2 straight points right away after the timeout for Vietnam.
Now we're tied at 14.
What a response here by Vietnam. A 1-2 play, forced 1-2 play for Kuznetsova off the block Trin, so it's 3 straight points. The answer by Vietnam.
That was a fast, quick play for Vietnam. And the ball was actually set a bit low for their middle attacker, but they were still able to get that point.
So Belova checks back in. Belchenko is out. So one of the starters and one of the top players for Kazakhstan, scoring 15 in that win against Singapore. Anarkulova outside. Another error here. They want to challenge it. Anarkulova seemed pretty sure. She immediately looked at the bench and signaled challenge.
And this is the second challenge for Kazakhstan for this set. They were unsuccessful during the first challenge, so they still have 1 challenge left.
Just the second game for Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, Vietnam, this is their 3rd game. Both are undefeated. And both are coming off wins against Singapore. Both 3-set wins. The only undefeated teams in Pool B.
Yeah, both squads actually. But Vietnam, this is their 3rd game, 3 days in a row. But the players doesn't look tired, right?
Yeah.
They're still playing well for this game.
All right, here's the outside.
That was outside. So no more challenge left for Kazakhstan. 2 unsuccessful challenge.
So the challenge by Kazakhstan is unsuccessful.
So here we go. Vietnam on a 4-point run. Answer the 4-point run of Kazakhstan. There's a nice tip to get the side out finally for Anikonova. And again, we remind the viewers, Paneng, T4, the team captain, is not playing for Vietnam, has not seen action at all in their last 2 games as well.
Yeah, so far, but everyone on their squad is really stepping up, even with the absence of their team captain.
Short pass, going to be an off-system play for Vietnam. Nice pass for Kazakhstan, but Anarkulova had nowhere to go.
Good block by Huang, the opposite hitter of Vietnam, closing that down the line.
17-15.
Huang Trin with the serve after the block. Anarkulova answers right back.
This time, hitting the ball above her blockers.
Another good thing if you're Kazakhstan, they're keeping it close. They're not getting blown out here in the second set.
Yeah, compared to the first set with 8 big points by Vietnam. So far, we're only seeing 1 point or 2 points.
Right. Back to a 2-point lead here for Vietnam. Off that Lin point.
A good set from their libero as well.
Vietnam may be undersized against this tall Kazakhstani team, but they have no shortage of heart and hustle in this game. Chance ball for Vietnam. Look out if you're Kazakhstan. Nice block by Anarkulova. Lin passes. Here's Tu Yen on the other side. Another nice dig. Belova.
Oh, free ball.
And another free ball. And this time, oh, Trin misses it. She sent it outside, not off Anarkulova. So a point for Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that was too wide. No block touch. But missed opportunity for Vietnam because they got 2 free balls from Kazakhstan.
And that speaks a lot about Kazakhstan's defense.
Yeah, so their floor defense now for this set, talking about Kazakhstan, was a bit shaky.
Oh, speaking of defense, Agimbayeva, what a dig. Anarkulova, that could have tied the game, but Trin with a nice block again against the Kazakhstani team captain.
It's a monster block indeed, closing that cross court of Anarkulova.
19 serving
And instead of getting or tying the game, now Vietnam leading by 2 after the block against Anarkulova. Nikolayeva blocked again. Trin with rejection, or make that a 1 with a rejection.
So Vietnam is using their strength in the blocking department so far. That was a one-on-one block actually because the Tue is late for the cross court.
Timeout for Kazakhstan, their last one.
Хорошо работает бету. Закрывает, закрыто. Где-то альфа прихватывает. Первый стык. Хорошо? Работа. По первому стыку между ними старайтесь. Линейку тоже, да. Под себя нет. Конечно, высота нужна. И здесь, когда контратака будет, Саня, не стреляй, высоту дай, чтобы удар. А так уже самосварно. Хорошо? Коротко туда. Поехали.
Нормально.
So no more timeouts remaining for Kazakhstan. This is the biggest deficit against them in set number 2. They lost by 11 in the first set, which is why, you know, this is a manageable deficit if you're Kazakhstan. Nikolayeva with a pass. Anarkulova from the other side. That one outside again. Anarkulova really not in sync today.
That's right. So Vietnam only need 4 points to close this set.
And they're getting the points easily because of the errors again, which was the weakness of Kazakhstan in the opening set. They had 9 points given up via their errors. Owan sets it up. Tu Yen against 2 blockers. Not a problem.
That was the first time that she targeted down the line, talking about Tu Yen, because we saw a lot of strong cross court from her. Take a look at that. There was a big opening with down the line block. Another timeout here from Kazakhstan.
Организация хотя бы от первого темпа была. Понятно? По приемчику, повнимательнее. Там не супер подача. Мы начинаем вываливаться, открываем корпус. Корпус закрыть. Ясно? Закрывайтесь, наоборот. Поехали.
Давай, девчонки. Эй!
Beg your pardon, that's just the second timeout of Kazakhstan. The very first timeout of the game was called by Vietnam, where they were down by 2 early in the second set.
And biggest lead so far for this set. 5 points advantage of Vietnam. They only need 3 points to close this set.
And Tu Yen again, such a factor. She scored the last point, forcing Kazakhstan to call a timeout. Kuznetsova goes back to Anarkulova. They need her to get going, but she's blocked, and that's going to be an unsuccessful attempt to keep the rally alive. Anarkulova coming off a 13-point performance, so she had a good game in their very first outing here in the Challenge Cup. That was against Singapore.
But so far for this game, most of the time she is checked or even forcing. She committed some errors also.
That's right. Meantime, Nikolayeva finally getting one in. She also is struggling. She's been hitting off the mark so far in her past few attempts. 5-point game, 18 serving 23. Owan back to Tu Yen. A triple block. is still no match for the power of Tu Yen.
Still not enough to block her. I think there was no check from that previous play. Take a look at that. Avoiding 3 blockers with that cross-court attack.
Just an amazing volleyball player at just 23 years old. Imagine she's just going to get better.
Yeah, for sure.
Now. So this is 6 set points for Vietnam. There's a nice answer from Belova. The top scorer for Kazakhstan against Singapore. 1 set point saved, 5 more to go. Yakimova, one of the youngest players, at just 21. Broken play. Tu Yen is blocked. Tu Yen keeping it alive. Trin. Kuznetsova, what a save. But Belova is turned away. Rally continues. Anarkolova, back row.
Oh,
Tu
tough
Yen
set.
from behind. Still had a lot of power for that. Belova against 2 blockers. Cut shot, no good. And that'll do it.
Yeah, because of that attack error, Vietnam closed this set 25-19. 6 points advantage also for their squad. They're up by 2 sets to none.
Another error that committed by Kazakhstan, giving the easy point to Vietnam to win set number 2. So the Blue Shirts, the defending champions out of Vietnam, back-to-back set.
Game for Las Pilipinas. though they lost the first set, but they played good during the second, third, and definitely closing the game by a 4-set win. So a lot of fans here already in the Rizal Coliseum's earliest now.
Might as well secure your seats, because especially the top area of the Rizal Coliseum, it's free seating. So secure your area, your spot as early as possible, because tonight's going to be a big one. That's going to be against India, a team that is undefeated as well.
That's right.
At 2-0, Philippines is at 1-0, going up to the match tonight. Meantime, 2-0 in this match. Vietnam 2-0 against Kazakhstan. Both teams as well are undefeated in Pool B. This is the second game for Sana Anarkulova and the rest of Kazakhstan. They want to go up 2-0, but that'll have to be at the expense of the defending champions Vietnam, who are right now up 2-0, like we mentioned, and looking for their third straight win in the tournament, played in 3 straight days. Can you tell us how tough that is, Paneng, coming to a country, fly in? They flew in a couple of days ago, a lot earlier, but played 3 days in a row.
Well, definitely they need to rest well, and sometimes they still train in the morning before going to a game. But recovery is very important for their squad. And so far, we're not seeing any fatigue from Team Vietnam.
A very well-conditioned team. So third set just about to get underway. Owan, the best setter from last year's AVC Challenge Cup, serving us to get this third set going. First point of set number 3, Belchenko scores it for Kazakhstan.
By using the hands of Chien to score that first point for the third set. Take a look at that.
So Belchenko is in the starting lineup for the first time in the match. Let's see if she can be the spark for Kazakhstan. Yakimova also in the starting lineup, where she served. That one is outside for Thuyen. So a 2-0 start. Kazakhstan in set number 3.
So far, a slow start here for Vietnam, giving 2 free points to Kazakhstan. So this is a good sign for Kazakhstan. Oh,
almost an ace. Trin turned away. Belchenko back-to-back points here in set number 3.
Wow, 3 points to none.
Biggest lead. Beg your pardon, that block will be credited to Anikonova. But a 3-0 start, the biggest lead for Kazakhstan in the match. Prior to this, a 2-point lead was their biggest in set number 2. Kuznetsova, back row, Anarkulova.
Good defense.
Trin popping it up. Thuyen answering with a first point of Vietnam.
Yeah, there was a check called on Kuznetsova, the setter of Kazakhstan.
So Thuyen serving. Definitely one of the top scorers of Vietnam at this point. Also seeing action for the first time in the tournament. Zana Shirorieshkina, number 4 for Kazakhstan. Thuyen, what a dig. Battle at the net. There's a net touch going to be called against Anikonova.
Net touch on Kazakhstan. Point for Vietnam.
So back-to-back points is the answer of Vietnam.
2-3.
Now Chien is in the back row. But she is still a threat there in the back row because she receives a back set or backline set and she still scores.
Dang, the libero pops it up. Kuznetsova tries again. This time Anarkulova back row. The tip is strong, but 3 players can't fire around where the ball landed.
Actually, the setter was looking at the libero because as much as possible, she will just get the second ball, especially that was a high drop ball from Kazakhstan.
So back to a 2-point lead for the white shirts. Dang with a pass, a bad one. Lin, off-system play, kept alive. Good job by Kazakhstan. Owan?
Oh,
miscommunication there. So a chance ball here. Let's see if Kazakhstan can take advantage. No, they can't. Belchenko with the dig. The hit is outside for Shiroreshkina. And again, her first game in the Challenge Cup. Shiroreshkina is 24. She's placed professionally in Turkey. So another error for Kazakhstan. It's a 1-point game. 3 serving 4. Back-to-back errors for Fioreshkina.
Now we're tied at 4 points for this third set.
And they're targeting Fioreshkina with a serve. Anikonova got it.
Finally, a score there for their squad. A good check actually from the blocker of Vietnam, but Tien was too far for that long ball.
Well, they needed a side out. The game was tied. So now Fioreshkina and the rest of Kazakhstan up by 1. Nice serve. Kuznetsova passes. They go to Anarkulova.
Good defense.
By Lin. Tuyen. What a dig. Coming from Sagimbayeva. Anarkulova tries again. This time, she's been trying that angle since set number 1.
Finally, it worked. A sharp cross court for Kazakhstan. A better defense for their squad. That was actually one of the long rallies for this set, or for this game, rather.
Now, half that point you could credit to Sagimbayeva, the libero of Kazakhstan. That dig on the hit by Tuyen from the back row. So it's a 2-point lead for Fioreshkina and Kazakhstan, but she serves it into the antenna.
A free point given here to Vietnam.
And another error, Paneng.
Yep.
Again, that weakness of Kazakhstan, they have not been able to address it as significantly as they should. 9 errors in the first set, 8 errors in the second set. They've got to really cut it down drastically. Anarkulova. Dang pops it up. Owan back set Tuyen. Nice block, but it goes outside for Anarkulova. But you appreciate that she got the touch.
That's right. It's actually hard to block the attacks of Tuyen, especially if she's in the front row.
So we're tied at 6. Second deadlock of set number 3. Good pass. Running attack, Anikonova. Tuyen pops it up. Lin underhand set. It'll be a chance ball for Kazakhstan. Kuznetsova, they had to take advantage. Anikonova, Dang playing great defense for Vietnam. Tuyen answers. That's popped up by Anikonova. Here's Anarkulova on the attack. Dang again, short pass. Lin. That could have been outside. Picked up by Sagimbayeva. Anarkulova. Dang again with a great dig.
A long rally.
Nice save by Owan. Here's Lin. Off speed. Picked up by Anarkulova. Dang again. Yeah, this is the longest rally of the match for sure. Off speed coming from Tuyen. Kuznetsova. Anikonova running attack. Finally, Kazakhstan coming out on top after the long rally.
So we're seeing a better set play here for Kazakhstan. We didn't see that during the first 2 sets. So far, coming into this third set, they're more aggressive and definitely enjoying their plays. So this is a good sign for Team Kazakhstan. As long as they sustain this momentum and this good play, that will be a problem for Vietnam.
Kazakhstan back up by 1. Anikonova with a serve. Good pass by Lin. Tuyen. Again. And that was from the back row too.
Yeah. That was from the back row. She scored 2 points from the back row attacks, and now she's in the front row, so we'll expect a lot of ball is going to be set to her for this rotation.
So another deadlock. Lin is serving for Vietnam. Kuznetsova. 1-2 play, smart. First time we've seen her execute that move.
It worked well for her. Take a look at that, right in the middle of the defense of Vietnam.
So back to a 1-point lead for Kazakhstan. They're keeping their head above water here in set number 3, despite the efforts of Vietnam to rally. Tuyen again.
Again, that's her strong side, across court.
And you mentioned, now she's in front. She was already a threat in the back row.
What more in the front row?
And every time Vietnam needs a point, I mean, you can practically guess. Yeah, this is going to go to Tuyen. Anarkulova, that's just outside.
Yep. And there was no block touch as well.
And she has been up and down so far this game. But they're going to challenge it. Is it a block touch or yeah, they're challenging a block touch.
There's an Akari video
Because it was also pretty close.
Yeah, but the attack is a bit high.
Yeah.
But who knows? There might be the slightest block touch.
And right now, because they have the slightest lead ever, and they need every point they can get. First challenge for Kazakhstan here in set number 3. A set they need to win to stay alive in this match and maintain their perfect record. So far undefeated, 1-0, beating Singapore yesterday. Meanwhile, they're going up against a team that's also undefeated, but at 2-0. Already 2 wins for Vietnam. A team across the net in blue. They beat Hong Kong in their first game, Singapore yesterday. Here we go. Sana Anarkulova with a hit. Did it touch any? No, not even close.
Yeah, that was far. And take a look at the reach of Tuyen in the block.
Upon review,
That was a high reach for her.
I mean, her neck was above the net.
video challenge by Kazakhstan is on success.
Tuyen is 6'2", by the way, and then that leaping ability as well.
For this set.
So Nguyen Trinh with the serve. Now Vietnam is on top for the first time in set number 3. Oh, nice hit coming from Margarita Belchenko.
Again, cross court. Angle is working well for Belchenko.
First points for Belchenko today. She didn't score against Singapore. We're tied at 9. Sana Anarkulova.
Good target.
Tuyen again. This time blocked. Terrific defense. Yakimova.
For Kazakhstan.
Giving a 1-point advantage for Kazakhstan.
Good answer after Vietnam took a 1-point lead. A 2-point run here for Kazakhstan. 10 serving 9. Set 3. Overpass. Yes! Yakimova putting it away. First time we've seen an overpass and then easy put away for the tall girls from Kazakhstan.
That's right. So this is a mini run for their squad. A 2-point advantage so far for this third set.
Kazakhstan looking more aggressive, quicker
Yeah.
here in set number 3. Another overpass,
Oh.
but a great job by Owan keeping it in play.
That's right. That was a one-handed set. It was
That was-
actually an over ball, but she
Yeah.
was still able to set that ball to her quick middle attacker.
And she's 5'10". She could easily pick that up. Vo Kim Toa serving. 26 years old. Scored 1 point against Singapore yesterday. And a point there for Siroya Shkina.
That's a point for Kazakhstan.
So another answer. Again, you like how Kazakhstan this time answers not allowing Vietnam to make a run.
Same during the second set, but at the latter part of the second set, they just gave a lot of opportunities for Vietnam to pull away.
Short set for the backup setter Toa, who is giving Owan a rest.
Point for Kazakhstan.
And that didn't pan out. So a 3-point lead for Kazakhstan, back to their biggest cushion of set number 3. The serve by Yakimova. Tuyen, popped up by Anarkulova. Kuznetsova has not gotten the rest at all today. Kuznetsova popping it up, overpass. Tuyen, that's going to be an easy put away.
Yep, definitely.
So a side out for Vietnam. They're within 2. Oh, back-to-back points for Tuyen.
I think this is the first service ace for Vietnam for this set.
They had 9 aces against Singapore.
A good serve.
Oh, that's going to be an overreach for Tui. That's
definitely.
for sure.
Reaching beyond the net. Point for Kazakhstan.
So, easy point for Kazakhstan. slim lead here with only 2 points.
Belchenko with a serve. This is going to be an off-system play. Kuznetsova. Dang pops it over. A nice dig coming from Tuyen with the left hand.
Oh,
A nice push by Tui. Shiorashkina pushes it over. Dang saves it, sets it to Lin. Lin is turned away.
that was actually a tough angle for Lin, but a good position in the blocking there for Kazakhstan. Take a look at that.
Serving 12.
So back to the biggest lead for Kazakhstan at 3 points. 15 serving 12. Oh, an ace for Belchenko. Her start here in set number 3 has been nothing but positive
That's right.
for Kazakhstan. She came off the bench in both first and second sets. Timeout, Vietnam. We will listen in.
Nói rồi, hiện nay mình luyện lỏng cái tư tưởng ra cái phát bóng lực bóng ấy rất khó. Cố gắng nha. Đấy, đỡ quả bóng xa ra đã. Truyền chắc đi nó và vào nơi vào làm thì mấy quả bóng chưa ổn đâu. Truyền chắc tay đi. Nhá.
Cô lên lại đi, em để chơi. Lên chơi.
So what is it going to be for Vietnam? I mean, to sort out how they're playing here in set number 3.
So definitely the pressure is on the side of Vietnam because this is the first time that Kazakhstan has this much points advantage with 4 points. But so far, Vietnam needs to relax and have a good first ball. So far, their first ball is quite shaky.
Well, Thuyen scored a point, but you talked about pressure on Vietnam. Is it going to be enough pressure for them to put in T4?
Well, we don't know, but I think the players, the attackers now, everyone's contributing in the score department, not just Thuyen. But they need to figure out on how to have a steady first ball because we saw that Kazakhstan is already loading up on their serve.
Well, Siorashkina, again, also a surprise starter. Her first game in the AVC Challenge Cup. And she has been a spark for sure as a starter here in set number 3.
That's right.
And we mentioned T4, the team captain of Vietnam, has not seen action in this year's competition as an ace there for Siorashkina right on cue. And this is now the biggest lead for Kazakhstan at 5 points.
Yeah, Vietnam was able to save that ball, but no one attempted to get the third ball and send it over the net. Oh,
another good serve. Siorashkina, back-to-back aces. 6-point cushion for Kazakhstan.
I did mention that the reception of Vietnam for this third set is quite shaky, and we saw that because already 2 service ace for Kazakhstan, and now the lead is up
to 6.
To 6 points.
Wait a minute. A rotational fault here for Vietnam, and they are down by 7. I'm looking at the head coach of Vietnam, Coach Nguyen, and there's no motion to bring in T4 at all. There he is.
And even the reigning best setter is not inside the court now.
That's right. The best setter and the former MVP and best outside hitter in the Challenge Cup. T4 has not seen action, was not seen action all 2 games of Vietnam. Trin. Nice save by Siorashkina. And Arkulova got it. Oh, what a run here by Kazakhstan, up by 8 points. And Vietnam, after this point by Arkulova, will burn their final timeout. We will listen in.
Quỳnh và thay Linh mấy quả đi. Phát căng đi nha, cố gắng chập đỡ đánh đi. Bỏ đi.
Lại leo sao chị ơi, lại đi.
Em đang đứng như thế mà em bảo em đứng thế mới sai.
Đúng rồi, đứng bên đây em sai chứ, đứng bên kia mới đúng chứ. Đây nó số 6 rồi, xuống đây đứng.
Hai cái bà này thì từ trước đến nay mấy năm bà có biết gì đâu.
after their first time out, Kazakhstan continue to make a run, and now the lead is
Substitution for Vietnam.
8
Number
points.
20 out. Number
Substitution
16,
for Vietnam, but no,
Huy
D4 still not coming in. We're seeing V Nur Quinn or Kyun for the first time today.
Yep. Open hitter for Vietnam.
That's number 16 if you're just going by the numbers on the jersey. There's Kyun with a hit and a good substitution as she makes an impact right away.
But this is still a big lead for Kazakhstan. It's going to be a tough situation for Vietnam.
Still a 7-point cushion for Kazakhstan. They've been playing with a lot of confidence here in set number 3. And Anarkolova finally turning it on. She's picked up 2 straight points.
Yeah, quick side out for Kazakhstan. Not giving a chance to Vietnam to recover for this set.
No more timeouts remaining for Vietnam as Anikonova serves 22-14, an 8-point lead. Short pass. Going to be another broken play for Vietnam. Kyun with a hit. Anarkolova off speed. Tip popped up by Tu Yen. Chance ball coming to Kazakhstan. Kuznetsova. They could not take advantage of the free ball. Anarkolova, doesn't matter, says Anarkolova, free ball or not, I'm putting this away.
Yeah, down the line attack. It clipped the line. Big lead here for Kazakhstan. They only need 2 points to close this set and get their first set win, if ever.
Biggest lead for Kazakhstan at 9 points. Kyun blocked. Oh, 10-point lead for Kazakhstan. That means 10 set points as well.
Set point for Kazakhstan.
And you're wondering, I mean, Kazakhstan lost by 11
Yep, during the first set.
in the first set, and
8.
by 8 points, was
6
it?
points.
6 points in set number
Second.
2. And you're wondering, I mean, where's that Kazakhstan in the first 2 sets? Because right now they're absolutely dominating Vietnam. And there you go. Sana Anarkolova just flipped the switch. And she scored the last 3 points for Kazakhstan to close this out.
Well, definitely it was more on Arkolova and Shiroreshkina for this third set, who caused a lot, who gave a lot of points for Kazakhstan and caused problems for Team Vietnam. Definitely closing this third set and getting their first set win for the match. That's 25-14.
Well, Kazakhstan lives to fight another set after winning by 11 in set number 3. Force a 4th and probably a 5th setter against the defending champions Vietnam.
That's right. Definitely a good third set for Kazakhstan. You did mention that we did not see this type of play from their squad during the first 2 sets. But the coach did tweak the lineup for Kazakhstan a bit for that third set, bringing in Zana Shirosyeshkina. But she did cause a lot of damage when she was in the service area, forcing the Vietnam squad to commit receive errors and even have that spotty reception for that third set, latter part of the third set, and we're looking at the numbers. Attack points, Kazakhstan dominating with 14 points against 8 of Vietnam, and they did tally 4 block points and 3 service aces for that set. And they definitely lessened their errors because they only tallied 4 errors for the third set versus 9 in the first set and 8 during the second set. But we saw lesser errors, which gave them a good position for that third set. And Vietnam only had 4 errors also for that set, but still not enough on the score run from Kazakhstan.
And you're right on point, Paning. I mean, just the errors, the way they really cut it down. Number one, just cleaned up their game. Sana Narkulova, and that gave them a lot more confidence. They were hitting harder, defending better, because they weren't committing as many errors.
That's right. And you saw that they moved faster during the third set, unlike during the first 2 sets. They were just looking at their teammates and who will be more aggressive in the floor defense. And we did saw a lot of long rallies for that third set. Just shows that Kazakhstan had a better floor defense and more aggressive on the net.
All right, and the first point of set number 4 going to Kazakhstan once again, just like the way it started in set number 3.
Yeah, first
Seems
service
like
ace.
the tide is sort of turning.
That was a service error.
Yakimova, too strong on the serve. You like, again, the aggressiveness. They want to score on the serve. Du Yen, one of the top scorers for Vietnam in the last 2 games. Back row, Narkulova. There you go. She is already playing at a high level.
And so far, she has the hot hands from Kazakhstan, scoring their second point for this set through that back row attack.
Owan to Lin. Easy pass. Siroyashkina with a push. Better defense, really, but that pass just no good. And Narkulova tried to chase it down for the second touch, but unsuccessful.
That's in for Vietnam.
A good effort, though, for Kazakhstan.
And that's the operative word, the effort. There's a lot more effort defensively.
Yep.
For Kazakhstan. It translates as well as Nikonova with the hit. It translates to more aggressiveness on offense as well.
Yeah, because they know that they could play better as a team versus the way they played during the first 2 sets.
But this lady has been the spark. You mentioned her at, at the top of coverage here in set number 4. Siroyashkina. She has been that ball of energy for Kazakhstan in set number 3, allowing them to win by 11. Lin is blocked. That push, and just not enough from Sagimbayeva to keep it alive.
That's in. +1 for Vietnam.
By the way, that number 21, Sagimbayeva, there you go. You see her. She is the 2-time best libero in the Kazakhstan League.
For Vietnam.
A good first ball.
And we're result in a nice play. Nikonova again.
So far, the running attacks of Kazakhstan is working well for their squad. We saw a lot of running attacks during the second and third set, and they were able to convert it into a point.
Lin through the block.
Chan to win. Off the block.
And so far, a close fourth set. We're tied at 4 points.
And it was this way as well in set number 3 before Kazakhstan started to pull away.
Yeah. All because of the service of Shiroshkina.
Kuznetsova to Narkulova through the double block. Down with a great big. Here comes Tu Yen.
Oh.
It's an off-speed hit, really, going down the line.
Yeah, it was, but everyone is waiting for the strong cross-court of Tien. But the good placement there, soft touch down the line, good target.
So Vietnam taking the lead away from Kazakhstan. They're up by 1. Kuznetsova to Anarkulova.
Oh.
Turned away. What a block by Nguyen Trin.
Vietnam.
Good placement on the block there in the cross court, giving a 2-point advantage to Vietnam.
Nguyen Trin, number 15, was the best middle blocker in the 2022 ASEAN Grand Prix. Back row. Siroyashkina sends it outside. As challenge, block touch, no, ball in, ball out challenge for
There
Kazakhstan.
is an Akari video challenge on the call.
Our first
by Kazakhstan.
challenge for this set.
The challenge is ball in, ball out.
But so far, this is a big lead for Vietnam with 3 points early on this fourth set.
Kazakhstan, the coaching staff, you see, looking for their second straight win after beating Singapore yesterday in straight sets. So the first 2 sets they lost, or the first 2 sets they lost as well in the tournament. And that woman, Siroyashkina, fortuitous entry in set number 3. Really kick-started the offense of Kazakhstan. All right, here we go. No, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's way outside the court. So another unsuccessful challenge for Kazakhstan. The point will stay with Vietnam.
Kazakhstan has one
Still
remaining
has a
challenge for this
3-point advantage for this set.
Good pass.
Oh,
1-2 play. Good defense by Vietnam, and they are punished by Thuyan.
yep. Again, a cross court of Thuyen, giving them a 4-point advantage. And early timeout here called by Kazakhstan.
Любой узкий мяч, прям руки бросать на себя. Хорошо? Сейчас прием нам нужен. Понятно? Прием. Жан, все нормально, все в порядке. Хорошие комбинации. Вопросов нет. Четче реализация. Давай, поехали. Пока.
Back inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum, a lot more people filing in early on a Friday afternoon. Much more than the 1 p.m. game yesterday, right? A lot more people today than yesterday's 1 p.m. game.
Yeah,
Chansu wins.
so far.
I mean, behind us,
Yeah.
already a lot of people. In front of us, you see that on your screens. The Philippines taking on India later on as Anarkulova gets the side out. Good response after the timeout of Coach Rishat Gilyat-Yazutdinov.
Yeah, so far, Anarkulova leading the offense of Kazakhstan.
So 5 serving 8. Kazakhstan looking for a run.
Oh,
That's a miss hit there. No connection between Wan and Nguyen Trin.
Point for Kazakhstan.
We didn't see that at all in the first 2 sets.
yeah, the miss set
Yeah.
from the former best setter
That's right.
from Vietnam.
That is on the line. Vietnam letting it go. And errors like this as well. Miscues like allowing balls to fall.
But I think she hesitated because she thought that
It was going out.
it was going out and it clipped the line.
All right, so this is a 3-point run for Kazakhstan.
Oh, good set.
Thuyen. I mean, if Kuznetsova didn't have her hand up, she might have received a facial from Thuyen for sure. Take a look here.
Look at that down the line. So whenever she sees that there's a big opening down the line, that's where she will target.
Anarkulova. There's a touch. Was there a touch? No touch from Trin.
Too high.
So Anarkulova with another miss hit. And that stops the run. The last 2 points coming from Vietnam. So they have they answer with a run as well. And that's a 3-point run now for Vietnam.
With the gift.
Lead is back to 4.
So Vietnam is loading their services for this 4th set.
Belchenko tips. Owan back to Thuyen. Nice dig by Bersheva. Belchenko again, got it!
That's in for Margarita Belchenko.
That was Belchenko using the hands of the middle blocker of Vietnam. Take a look at that cross court. The block was actually not that established, or not in a good position to close that cross court.
Good pass, but 2 players down for Vietnam. Unfortunately, they could not keep the rally alive. And I believe that's Lin who went down. You don't see it much. It's at the bottom of your screens, but you see the hit by Thuyen. Lin seems to be okay. They tripped. Dang and Lin tripped over one another. It's back to the biggest lead of Owan and Vietnam at 4 points. 12 serving 8. Short serve. Anikunova did that Yakinova with the kill.
I think that was the first clean, quick attack from Kazakhstan for this game. Take a look at that.
We don't see that a lot.
Yep. A good connection between the setter and the middle attacker from their squad.
Number 1,
Big opening in the block from Vietnam.
Meanwhile, we see Perizat Nurbegenova seeing action for the first time. 20 years old. Yakimova serving. Dang pops it up. Thuyen hits. The ball coming from behind her. Anikunova will play setter. There's the first touch for Nurbegenova, and she scores.
That was a long attack actually from her, targeting zone 5 of Vietnam's defense.
10 serving 12.
So a 2-point run for Kazakhstan. Service ace.
Service ace, Yulia Yakimova.
So we saw a couple of receive errors also from the libero of Vietnam during the 3rd set, and now in the 4th set.
So a 3-point run for Kazakhstan. They can tie on the serve, the 2nd straight serve for Yakimova. Dang sets it up for Thuyen. Wow. That's a cannon for an arm. Thuyen.
Yeah. If they need someone to score, they'll just go to Thuyen, and automatically she got that point for their squad.
And she doesn't give up a lot of, free balls.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's coming from behind her, she'll try to hit it. Unfortunately, a service fault for Thuyen. So it's back to a 1-point game. Nurbegenova, the 2nd youngest player on the lineup, on the roster for Kazakhstan, is serving. He has 1 point already. That serve is out.
Service out.
But at least Kazakhstan was able to cut down the lead of Vietnam to only 2 points, because a while ago they were down by as much as 5 points.
Serve by Thuy is on the line. A service ace for Vietnam. Kazakhstan calling their 2nd and final timeout. We will listen in.
Немножко стала раскручивать девочка. То есть не просто прямо перед собой. Косое направление. Отсюда при атаке 2-я зона, 1-я зона. Вальку, повнимательнее, хорошо? Защиту. Воды? Повнимательнее. Поехали, давай.
Short and sweet, that timeout by Coach Rishat Gilyazutdinov. Let's see if they can turn this around. It's not a big deficit. They're only down by 3.
So Vietnam needs to take care of their 3-point advantage.
Re-entering the game is number 17, Margarita Vilchenko of Kazakhstan.
She's coming off a service ace. Netantui. Another serve. Kuznetsova. Oh!
The set was a bit too high for that running attack. Giving a free point to Vietnam. Now the lead is up by 4 points.
It's back to its biggest for Vietnam. If you're Kazakhstan, no more timeouts remaining. They need to sort it out now. Nice dig.
Oh.
Tui once again hitting Anarkulova directly.
Right, so everything working well for Vietnam.
Anarkulova motioning like it. That thing stung. So biggest lead now for Vietnam. They're up by 5.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, that was outside.
It was outside for Anikonova. Nothing going right for Kazakhstan even after the timeout.
I thought that was a better connection coming off from a missed set.
Meantime, Naila Nigmatulina checking in for the first time today. 27 years old. Let's see if she can be a spark for Kazakhstan. That hit returned from Anikonova. Anikonova tries again. This time connects.
Right work. Now the slide attack from Kazakhstan. But still a 5-point advantage from Vietnam. Still a long way to go for their squad.
All right, so Kazakhstan, Siroyashkina and company, they have a new setter on the floor. They get an ace. Siroyashkina, second ace, back-to-back points for Kazakhstan.
Actually, Shirashkina was the one who caused problems in the receive of Vietnam during the third set, and this time scoring a service ace, forcing the coach of Vietnam to call for a timeout.
Đường đang ở số mấy nhỉ? Số 5 nhá. Có gì khó đánh lên đánh số 6 nhá. Cố gắng cố khó đánh số 6 lên cao chắc lên bước một xa ra đã.
Bóng dài nha, bóng này là bóng dài không cắm đâu. Nó đã nhảy không phải căng đâu, đều dài. Nó ở trên số 7 mét.
Well, Coach Nguyen Kiat wants to stop whatever momentum Kazakhstan is building after this mini 2-point run. The point by Anikonova and then Siroyashkina with a service ace.
They want to take care of this 4-point lead.
Yeah. Only one timeout left. That's with Vietnam. Kazakhstan, no more timeouts remaining. That one is outside for Siroyashkina.
A good timeout from Vietnam, killing the momentum of Kazakhstan, and now the lead is back to 5 points.
Vietnam 6 points away from winning in 4 sets. Nigmatulina. Not a good set there for Anikonova, a little low. Tuyen winds up again. Nigmatulina passes Anarkulova. Beautiful set.
And a beautiful finish there in the cross-court attack on Anarkulova. We saw a lot of cross-court attack from her during the third set, and that's her strong angle.
Yeah, she likes that cross-court. So 4-point game. Anikonova with a serve. One.
Oh,
set is low. Well, the pass number 1 was a little shaky.
Yeah.
Back-to-back points for Kazakhstan. They are within 3 after being down by 5.
Yeah, but Yuan still forced that reverse set for the slide attack. So she was not able to connect with her middle attacker.
Dang overpass. Unfortunately, Yakinova unable to take advantage. Nevertheless, Yakinova with a superb block.
you saw, there was no coverage from Vietnam, so they thought that that will be a automatic point for their squad. But a good effort there on the block from Kazakhstan. Now they only need 2 points to tie the score.
A 3-point run for Kazakhstan. What a dig for Soroyashkina. Anarkulova. There's a net touch against Vietnam. So now a 4-point run for Kazakhstan. There's a challenge here for Vietnam.
The second referee, Nasreen, saw that there was a net touch. That's why she blew the whistle. But Vietnam will challenge that call because the players were telling their coaches they did not commit that error.
Cause for concern if you're Vietnam. Kazakhstan on a 4-point run. And they're coming off an 11-point loss in set number 3. So despite their 5-point lead, which was their biggest lead,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it could go either way because Kazakhstan coming into set number 4 with a lot of confidence. Vietnam at 2-0. They have not dropped a set since set number 3 today. They won back-to-back 3-set matches. Hong Kong and Singapore they took down in their first 2 days here in Manila. And now they're looking for win number 3. With Kazakhstan standing in their way, winning set number 3. Kazakhstan also a team undefeated. They're 1-0.
So far, Kazakhstan is being aggressive in the service area because they already identified the weakness of Vietnam. Since the 3rd set, it's their first ball. Once they don't have that good first ball, Duan, the setter of Vietnam, is having a hard time to connect with her spikers. So they're having a hard time also to convert their out-of-system plays into a point.
This challenge taking a bit of time. Here we go. There was a net touch called against Vietnam. They're challenging that they did not touch the net. Super slow-mo. And yeah, I think there was a net touch. Elbow.
Yeah. So the point will stay with Kazakhstan.
So that's a 4-point run officially.
That's right. So they only need 1 point to tie this set.
Anikonova has been serving very well. Short pass from Dang. This is going to be another off-system play for Vietnam, but it doesn't matter again. Tu Yen. She is not picky with the sets.
Yeah, that's actually a tough set. She was still able to score a point.
So a 2-point lead for Vietnam. They stopped the 4-point run of Kazakhstan. Tu Yen again.
And now she's in the front row.
Anarkulova, she needs to get this. Oh, yes!
Yeah, Anarkulova caused problems for Vietnam during the 3rd set, and now she's in the front row. Take a look at that cross court again.
So a 1-point game. And Nigmatulina will sit down. Starting setter Kuznetsova is back in the game. Nigmatulina, great job keeping the game close in the absence of their starting setter. Chance to tie on the Kuznetsova serve. Yen again. Oh! It's the block that gives the deadlock in favor of Kazakhstan.
So that's Anarkulova who went for the block at the opposite. But her position is really as an open hitter. But they know that Tu Yen is in the front row and most of the ball will go to her. So they want to have a strong blocker on that side.
Running attack. Oh, what a dig for Sagimbayeva. Anarkulova for the lead. Turned away. Oh, Tu Yen answers back with a block against Anarkulova.
Yeah, it was Anarkulova who blocked Tu Yen during the previous play. And this time it was Tu Yen who scored a block point against Anarkulova.
Short pass by Soroyashkina. Belchenko is blocked. Back-to-back kill blocks for Vietnam.
Belchenko was actually low. her contact with that ball is quite low and the blockers were already there.
2-point lead for Vietnam.
Oh,
What a quick answer there by Yakimova.
so this quick attack will work for Kazakhstan because the wing attackers of their squad is already marked by Vietnam's blocker.
Narkulova, very important serve. 1 to Thuyen. Off a combination play and against the triple block.
Combination play worked well for their squad. Take a look at what happened during that last sequence. But Belchenko was too far and late for that block.
2-point lead, Vietnam. Narkulova, no. That's into the net. So that's going to be 3 match points for Vietnam. Ooh, here's a challenge for Kazakhstan. More wishful thinking than anything. I mean, from our angle, there's no block touch on that shot by Narkulova.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, if they still have a challenge left, the coaches would want to use that to kill the momentum of their opponent.
And maybe get a semi-timeout going as well.
That's true.
Although in some leagues, like in the PBL, officials prevent the players from speaking with the coaches during the challenges because these are not timeouts. And players are not allowed, and the team is not allowed to use it, again, as a semi-timeout.
Yeah, but it's allowed here.
Yeah, it's allowed here. So it depends on the league. But no matter the result, Siroyashkina, great game for her. And Sagimbayeva, who's also done a good job defensively. I beg your pardon, you're looking at Bekisheva, the second setter, or make that libero for Kazakhstan. They're hoping there is a touch here on the block. Players trying to stay warm. They've turned up the AC very high here inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. So the fans and the players are going to be comfortable because it will get pretty packed, especially tonight, but as we saw last night.
Yeah, and there's already a lot of fans now here inside the Rizal Coliseum waiting for that 7 p.m. match of Alas Pilipinas against India.
What are your expectations while we have some time here?
Well, Alas Pilipinas had a good game last night, and India is already has 2 wins.
That's right.
Right? So the momentum is with their squad, but we know the capabilities of Alas Pilipinas.
Right. And we covered India yesterday against Iran. They played, they were against Chinese Taipei. They played pretty well.
Yeah, they did. And they're actually good in the, in terms of blocking.
Yeah.
So we'll expect them to use that strength coming into the game later against Alas Pilipinas.
And the setter of India, Genie, also pretty good setter, right?
She can score a lot.
Yeah. Shalini, also a great hitter. I mean,
not that tall.
Not that tall. Just a few names we're throwing out there for the fans watching on One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. Who to watch out for?
Yeah, and even their middle blockers. So here's the official replay.
There's a big bounce, but there's no touch.
Yeah. So unsuccessful challenge by Kazakhstan. So set point will go to Vietnam.
The award was already, the point was already given to Vietnam. So it's still 3 match points, Vietnam.
Match point for Vietnam.
And there will be no more challenges left for Kazakhstan. Narkulova, the team captain, trying to seek clearance with our second referee, Nasrin from Iran. All right, now we've settled it. Here we go. Now or never. Kazakhstan, they need to score 3 straight points to tie this game. Otherwise, they're done for. There you go. Point number 1. Siroyashkina scoring and saving a match point.
Take a look at that. Delayed her approach. But that was a good attack on the open using the hands of Tien. So now Vietnam will call a timeout because they would want to close this set in this match.
Anh biết được nhá. Không sợ cái con kia bạn kia chặn cao phải luôn ở trong. Đấy.
3-4 các biên 2.
Lao len biên 2.
Lao lên biên 2. Tập trung nhá. Qua đâu chuyền 1. Đây, có lại.
Well, no more timeouts remaining for Vietnam. That's the last one. They are not taking any chances. They know the capability of Kazakhstan to mount a comeback.
Yeah.
So the serve here by Yakimova. An ace would be ideal, but at least get it in to keep their hopes alive here in set number 4. Nice. Oh, back-to-back points for Kazakhstan, and they are within a point here in set number 4.
That's right. That was not a good first ball, actually, because it was too fast for the setter who is in the back row. But a good serve here by Yakimova.
So 2 match points saved, 1 more to go. Serve is in.
Oh,
Almost an ace. Thuyen for the win. Overpass here. Another chance for Vietnam. Thuyen bounces it off the block and gets the win for the defending champions of the AVC Challenge Cup.
and of course, Thuyen, their go-to player who has the hot hands since the first set of this match, and she scored a lot of points for their squad. Unstoppable all throughout this game.
Well, there was a touch on the block. It bounced high and just no coverage. The far part of the back row for Kazakhstan, and that'll do it. Vietnam will go up 3-0, and Kazakhstan will absorb their first loss of the tournament. They'll be 1-1 in the standings.
Yeah, so definitely a good position here for Vietnam in Pool B with 3 wins, because for this Challenge Cup, only the top 2 teams each pool will make it to the semifinal round, and that's only going to be a 1-game semifinals, and whoever wins that round will make it to the championship match, which is also a 1-game championship.
I see a Thai, make that a Vietnamese fan right behind us. He's happy for this 4-set win by Vietnam over Kazakhstan, their 3rd straight match and their 3rd straight win to go undefeated, the only undefeated team in Pool B.
That's right. So it was a good start for Vietnam. Look at that score, 25-14 and 25-19. And they relaxed definitely during the 3rd set, because that was a big win for Kazakhstan. Though Kazakhstan started strong during the 4th set, but it was just not enough to close that set and gave the win to Vietnam.
So no T4. Team captain didn't play again for the 3rd straight game for Vietnam, but no problem as you see some of the highlights of the match.
Definitely, we're missing the plays from a T4, but everyone, the Vietnam team is really contributing in the scoring department, but sometimes they're just they tend to relax during a game, especially if they have a big point advantage, as much as 5 points, so they're giving chance to their opponents. But credit also to Kazakhstan, because after a not so good first 2 sets, they were able to play better during the 3rd set, and definitely closing that set in 11-point advantage. And during the 4th set, it was a close 4th set, but not enough to close that one. And we're looking at the statistics all throughout the game. Attacks, Vietnam with 46 against 43 of Kazakhstan. Both teams also used their strength in the blocking department, because Vietnam was able to tally 11 block points and 13 block points for Kazakhstan. But look at the difference. in the errors for Kazakhstan. 29 errors. That's a lot for a game. And Vietnam tallied 18 errors for this game.
All right, T4, the team captain we mentioned, has not played in all 3 games of Vietnam, but she's still going to get a chance to speak to a third member of our panel, Bailey's Akot. Bailey's, take it away.
Thank you so much, Eric and Baneng. I'm here with T4. Congrats on the win, first off. All right, so it's a thrilling match, a great showcase of talent, but for this one, experience prevailed. You made the necessary adjustments, most especially during that third set. What specific adjustments did the team do for you guys to close out the match?
I thought on the third set we didn't play good because we don't have a good reception, and they changed for number 4. Yeah, I remember she have a really good serve, so we have a stop when we have reception to combination. But after that, the fourth set, and the head coach told us more focus, and then we just cut one row of her serve. So we try to support each other, cover each other, and I'm very happy that we won the game today.
And you seem very confident. The team plays very fluid on the floor. You're defending champions, one of the fans' favorites. How does the team stay humble and hungry to, get that crown again?
Actually, we feel a little stressful because we have to. Our goal is keep the championship, so we have a little stress. But beside that, we always thinking every match is like a final match, so we always try our best. So I think that's the key.
Thank you so much, T4. Congrats again on the team. Good luck. And back to you, Eric and Paneng.
Thank you, Baileys. Congratulations to T4 and the rest of Vietnam for a successful 4-set win. And this is the updated standings in Pool B.
Still Vietnam in top spot for Pool B. Still undefeated, 3 wins, and followed by Kazakhstan with 1 win and 1 loss. Same with Hong Kong, 1 win and 1 loss. And Indonesia and Singapore still looking for their first win for this tournament. And the points, so far Vietnam with 9 points, and Kazakhstan and Hong Kong both with 3 points.
Well, for Singapore and Indonesia, that first win will come for one of these teams as their matchup is coming up next, just moments from now. Thanks to our director, Nick Earnshaw, for Bailey's Akot. My partner, Paneng Supporter, I'm Eric Deman. Thanks for watching. Despite dropping 1 set, Vietnam undefeated in Pool B as they take down Kazakhstan in 4.
Wow.